Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In your math notebook, you need to label the next blank page, 5-6, multiplying 2-digit by 1-digit numbers. This is a review of what we did yesterday. We're just going to learn another way of doing that. So go ahead and push pause and label that notebook and then move on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's review what we did yesterday. 16 times 2. I'm going to look at the 16 first. First number or the bigger number, whatever helps you. So I'm going to look at the bigger number and I'm going to say, okay, I have 110. So there's my 110. And I have 6 units. So 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I have one group of 16. This right here says I need 2 groups of 16. So here's my one group of 16. Let me get another group of 16. Okay, so I have a second group of 16. So I have 2 groups. So here's my 2 groups of 16. 16 times 2. I can just add those up. Here's 10 and 10. And I know that 10 and 10 makes 20. And then I add these up over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 6. And another 6 makes 12. Well, 12, look at that. That's a 10. So because that was a 10, I can do a couple of different things. One thing I can do is I can take 10 of these and I can put them back. I'm going to exchange 10 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm going to get one of you guys. So all I did was I took 10 ones and made it 110. So now instead of instead of 2 tens, I now have 3 tens. So 10, 20, now I have 30, and then I have 2 ones. So I could do this 2 ways. I could have the 2 tens and 12 ones, and when I add those together, 20 and 12 is 32. Or I could physically take those 10 ones and put them over here and regroup them into another 10. So I have 3 tens plus there was 2 ones left, and that equals 32. Either way you do it, I get the same answer. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to, instead of making our pictures and drawing that way and multiplying our tens first, we're going to multiply our ones first. You can do whatever way makes the most sense to you. You may do it any way you want. We're going to start right here today, and I'm just showing another way to do this. I could say 2 times 6 is 12. And then I could say 2 times 1 is 1, and then I have to add that 10 up. 2 times 1 is 2, and then add another 10 is 3. I get 32. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 ones times 6 ones is 12 ones. So the 2 goes in the ones place, and this has to go up in the tens place. So then I'm taking 2 times 1 10, which is 20, plus 1 more 10 is 30. Okay? If you don't get it yet, that's okay. We are going to do some more examples. Right here I have 23 times 5. 23 times 5. Remember yesterday I showed you that you could start up here and take 2 tens? So I have 5 groups of 2 tens. Well, 2 groups times 5 is 10, but it's 10 tens, so that makes 100. 20 times 5 is 100, or 210 times 5 is 10 tens. Then I take my ones place. 3 times 5 is 15. 23 times 5 is 115. Another way to do that, a shortcut maybe, if you will, I could say, over here, let me rewrite the problem. I'm going to say 23 times 5. I am going to say, I'm going to take the ones place times 5, which is 15, and I'm going to carry the 1, kind of like you do when you add. And then I'm going to take the tens place times 5, which is 100. Which is 10, plus 1 more is 11, so 115. Either way is fine by me. Let me show you one more way of doing this. I'm going to come down here to the bottom. And I am going to have you, let me see if I can do this really quickly. I'm going to draw a rectangle, so I would like for you to draw a rectangle. And then I'm going to imagine that I break up my 43. And I'm going to imagine that this along the top is a 40. 40 squares long. And then here is my 3 squares long. I'm going to multiply those by 4 squares high. Okay? So I am now going to take 4 squares high times 40 long. 4 times 40 is 160. And then I'm going to take my 4 squares times my 3 wide. 4 times 3 is 12. And then when I add those together, 160 plus 12 is 172. You do not have to do it that way. That's just one way to show you. All I did was break apart my 43, multiply them each by 4, and added them up. Another way to do this, let's go back and review the other ways there are to do this. I could take my ones place times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 1, 2 for my 12. And then I'm going to take 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1 is 17, 172. Another way we could do this, let me rewrite this over here, is remember I did 4 tens times 4. If I count by 4s, I get 16, but it tens. 3 ones times 4 ones is 12, and when I add those up, 172. Boys and girls, I do not care which way you choose to do this. Oh, one more way. If you wanted to draw the picture, let's do 43. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There's 40. We're going to pretend these lines are rods. Okay, so there's one group of 43. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. There's another group of 43. My third group of 43. And my fourth group of 43. So I have 43 4 times. And now I could just add, or I can count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. And then I'm going to add up my ones. 3, 6, 9, 12. When I add those up, it's 172. Boys and girls, you may choose any way you wish to solve this, solve your problems. And I would like for you to solve (28 times 6). Bring that to Miss Johnston to let her check before she gives you your work. 28 times 6, and then you can bring that to Miss Johnston. If you're having trouble with any of this, back it up and look it over. When you're finished solving this, bring it to Miss Johnston to check.